Hi, and welcome to episode 64 of Tennis Volley Talk with Brian Danielson. Hey, this week, what I'm going to be doing is talking a little bit about the Monte Carlo Clay Court Open in Monte Carlo, and it's the first leg of the opening up going to the French Open tournament for the major French Open. So they have several different court tournaments going on the red clay. So it'll be an interesting road up to Roland Garros in the French Open. But however, at Monte Carlo, you had some really good play being played, and it ended up actually being Stefanos Tsitsipas and Casper Ruud that ended up being in the finals. And once again, Casper Ruud played really good to get there, but Stefanos Tsitsipas actually then took him out. Let's see, he actually took him out 6-1, 6-4 in the final. So, but he was playing very good. One-handed backhand by Stefano, really heavy top spin. Just was moving around the court so much, so good to win that part of it. And so next week I'll be talking a little bit about the tournaments that finished up this week with that, I also want to say that the Billie Jean King Cup, our USA team made it and went to the next round that they will be having for the Billie Jean King Cup. And Jessica Pegula, Madison Keys, Carolyn Dolhide, and Emma Navarro. She was one of the first time being on the Billie Jean King Cup team, kind of set up like a Davis Cup format, but it's really kind of condensed with two singles and a doubles. And if you win three, then you're in. And we did sweep that team competition this time. Jessica Pegula and Emma Navarro, they played and they were playing very well, and they won. So they're into the next round, and good. Let's go USA. So with that, also, I just wanted to say then what I did also, I do have a couple other phone interviews from losing our tennis colleague, Bruce Swanson. And so I'll let you be listening to that. We're going to have Racquet of the Day that I'll show you. And then you YouTubers, please make a comment, like, join, subscribe to my channel, Tennis Volley Talk. And for you podcasters, I'll be showing the YouTubers the Racquet of the Day. But if you do want to take a look at it, you can always go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, take a look at it. But if anything, with that, we will get to the third interview that I did with Randy Ronning, which I've had on the show before. So here we go, and let's see. Let's go and see. Here it goes.
Thank you again for joining me here on Tennis Volley Talk.
Absolutely.
And Randy, you've been on my Tennis Volley Talk in-house guest before, but today, just kind of a little bit more of a somber note in a sense, because we kind of, in a way, we lost one of our good tennis camaraderie people.
Right.
Just not too long ago, and it's such a shock to all the tennis people that knew Bruce Swanson and everything, and what a shock to everybody, I think.
For sure.
That
was unexpected.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, it was so crazy in itself that to have that happen just so suddenly, and knowing that you're looking forward, hey, we'll see you next week or see you tomorrow or whatever, and it just didn't happen. And what a shock because it's so hard to. I mean, I even go to the court now, and because of Bruce was such a spur of the moment kind of guy, and I could be playing tennis with him within an hour, and stuff, and it was like, and I go to the court now, and it's like I went there spur of the moment to the court, and I could have been playing, and I can't now. That's what kind of gets me and makes me think quite a bit too.
Yes, I mean, I've heard different people just almost to a person that finds out they're just in disbelief, because he was so active and so into wanting to keep getting to be a better player and loving to play, and whenever you matched him up against somebody, if he was overmatched, he loved it. He wanted to see how many games he could win or how many points he could win. He didn't look at it like, oh darn, I have no way of beating this person. I wish I wasn't playing at this, in this juncture. But he looked at it like a challenge, and it kept him going, and it motivated all of us. I know, you and he both played mixers for years at the club that I brought in these mixers, and he just played it a couple weeks ago. And when I sent out the message that that he had passed away, it was just shock from player after player going, "You're kidding? We just saw him a couple days ago, and he was playing hard and doing great, and in his normal fun, way, and intense, but yet fun." One in particular was Maddie Larson, who played in that same mixer this fall, or winter and fall. And she said, we were just walking out the door together just a few days ago and laughing and talking about, tennis. And now he's gone. It was just a shock to her. She's just like 17 years old. Really good high school player. Oh, sure. All-state player. Scott Larson's oldest daughter, Scott Liz.
Oh, okay.
And she was it just took her back because she really, hadn't had any time to process that when she heard it.
Yeah.
As to, wow, he's gone. That's just crazy,
Yeah.
And of course, I don't know if anybody affected anybody more than you, because you guys were so close, played so many tournaments together, get together so often, that you were like two peas in a pod.
Oh gosh. And you know how much and you can
think of him, think of him, they think of you. It has to be really personal to you.
Well, it is, and that's why I'm doing this. For him to have everybody remember.
It's awesome that you're doing that.
And to have it on my, have it to be on my tennis podcast too, along with remembering him and everything, and it just like, it me and him, like I said, it was just kind of one of these the thing that we could do, and some funny thing, and I told this before, and I don't know if you've heard it or not, but you could see the camaraderie that me and Bruce had.
Yeah, with that, that's where I kind of almost lost it there in talking about that and losing a camaraderie that me and Bruce did have together. We played I knew him for 10 years plus, played doubles with him, my doubles partner, for 8+ years. And that we just kind of knew each other and just got out and played all the time. And that's kind of what the camaraderie was with us, me and Bruce, and got him to laugh a lot with me, and with stuff that we did together on the court, and things that we said was, kind of a interesting aspect of that. So that's kind of why I almost lost it there, but I kept on going.
All the time, that you could see us together and talking, and you could see that camaraderie that we had together.
Yeah.
And
you two could sit, if you weren't playing at the time and you're watching matches, you could sit there and just
still get out there and play because I still gotta play singles because that's what keeps me going,
Yeah.
and everything. But one of the cute, funny things, that I mean, even though Bruce for the last year and a half, about the last 2 years, year and a half or so, he had been getting the best of me. And the one thing that kind of is that I've been have been working on some strokes and how to approach things a little different. And I was looking so forward to getting him out on the tennis court and surprising him because he wasn't going to be pushing me this year because he would be better to try to get out and get better to beat him.
Yep. That kind of spirit between you two is special.
Yeah, and the funny, I've said this story, and the audience will hear it again. But one of my favorite ones was when we were playing mixers one night, and it was so funny because we were in the doubles part, and then my doubles partner actually hit this little dinky just past the service line. And of course, it's to Bruce's forehand. Oh boy. Oh boy. And I went, uh-oh. And I went, oh, he's going to go at me. I know he's going to go at me. And I saw his eyes get really big smile on his face. And I took about 2-3 steps back, and I had that racket ready. And he blasted that shot right at me, just like I knew he would. And lo and behold, I knew it was coming. I knew he was going to go at me, and I just stepped back, and then I hit a perfect backhand volley. It hit the strings right in the middle. Perfect backhand volley, went right between the two of them, and Bruce could have stood there and kind of went, what the heck happened? What just happened? You got my shot back.
That's a good reflection volley, or just a reflection.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was like he stood there and went, what happened? How did that happen? He doesn't ever do that.
Oh yeah. And that's the way he would look at it. He wouldn't be mad about it. He'd be like happy for you.
Yeah.
Surprised that it didn't work the way he thought it would. But yet enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
I know.
And then me and Bruce actually always did laugh about that particular shot all the time because I knew and I could see his eyes got big and he had a smile on his face. And I knew he was going to go at me that day in the doubles. Like I said, I just took a couple, 3 steps back and knew I was prepared. I had that racket and I was prepared for him to hit it at me. So it came right at me and I just hit the strings perfectly, went right between the two of them for a winner. And he just stood there going, what happened? How did that happen? I had a winner. I didn't have a winner. So it was kind of the funny thing. And we laughed about that all the time.
He had some clever sayings, but I like that one shirt he wore a couple of times in the tournaments where it said, forehands only, please. Because he had that big forehand.
Oh, yeah.
His backhand wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as good as his forehand.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually wore a shirt that said, only hit it to my forehand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. It was
that's kind of an indication of what kind of humor he had and how he enjoyed the moment. And, he was a special guy.
Oh, yeah. And with that, I did it 2 more times against him that night, too, in that same game. So, I just kind of got
if the first one was pure luck, and then you could make him prove it again.
It was like, I kind of looked at him and kind of smirked, and I went right my finger at him and went, not tonight, not tonight. And he started laughing like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, that would be him.
And then, but me and him, like I said, we were one summer day, it was 95 out, and me and him got out on the court. And another cute little story that I had with him, we got out, but we were the only guys, it was 95 out, we were over at Semi Acres, over by Anoka, and
Yeah, that was an interesting day in itself too. So yeah, you YouTubers, if you make a comment, like, subscribe, please. Comments, let me know what you like. I like doing this, and then the Racket of the Day. If you like that, for you podcasters, you're going to hear about Racket of the Day, and then if you want to take a look at it, go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and you can then see the racket that I am showing. So that's kind of what Bruce and I did that one summer day. Was out there in the court, 95-degree, only two of us at our age, older age, no youngsters out there.
That's because how diehard we are and were.
Right.
And then literally it was like back and forth, and then went in for the service, switching service, and it was in another thing. He was going, oh yeah, I've kind of gone down. I've lost weight. I've gone down from 215, 220 to down to 205, and I went, oh, hey, that's really good. I mean, it was good because he wasn't. And then I kind of sat there and I went, well, I'm down to a strong 185, which I've actually always been around that weight anyway all the time. And as I got from the chair, I was walking to go serve. I looked at him and I went, and I said, do these shorts make my butt look big? And he literally was on the ground laughing because it was such a moment between us of the humor.
Well, you're a male, so you actually could answer that.
Yeah, that's true.
A guy cannot answer that.
That's right. And it was like,
You put it in no-win situation.
that's right.
Funny.
And it was just that kind of story and that kind of stuff that we did, that we laughed together about all the time whenever we talked about that too.
And I always mentioned that part of it with him, and he always laughed whenever I made a comment. Do these shorts make my butt look big? And he'd laugh every time. So he'd go back to that moment that happened, which was a great moment between Bruce and myself.
And every time I said that phrase, he laughed, a big belly laugh all the time.
Yeah. Well, what year did you meet him, or how long did you know him?
Well,
it seems like I've always kind of associated you two together.
Well, I've known 10 years, about 10 years, a little over 10 years that I knew him. And then kind of gradually got him going into the Elk River tournaments and everything like that. And, I was talking to Rob Small, too, about that. And he said he remembers meeting us about 2015, as far as doubles and everything like that, and him and Darren Hilly and everything. So, but it just kind of one of those things. But then hopefully this summer tournament, maybe I can say a couple of words or so, something like that, before to everybody that may not know, or and everything. And I'll say a little.
And Rob had mentioned that to me as well. That somebody should say something, so you'd be the perfect one to do it.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. That would be so wonderful. And then plus, him taking the better of me, and I think that I hope I catch a gear this summer in the tournament, and I play better, and I catch a gear, and it will be me playing for Bruce story that you remember that kind of tickles you that you can pass on?
Yeah. When he came to mixers, he played both sometimes he played the 4A mixer, sometimes he played the 5A mixer, which was the top one. Depending on where I needed him, he didn't bother him which one I put him in. If we put him in the 4 and he had a good chance to win that day, if we put him in the 5, he probably wasn't going to win. But he would like the challenge, to get out there and play with the big boys.
Yeah.
And, he rose to the occasion each time. And I remember the one time he was playing Eric Bertram, who won the mixers, 3 or 4 times. I mean, 3 or 4 different seasons. Very good player.
Oh, gosh.
And, just played great in mixers. And they ended up, mixers are, one court is doubles, one court is singles, then you switch, and so forth. And he ended up playing, and, pretty much it's a 10-minute switch, and pretty much, Eric would win that every time. And I guess no matter who he played. But,
yeah, no, Eric Bertram, he is a very, very good player. Tennis coach over at Anoka High School, one of the local high schools around here. Yeah, he's a serve and volley guy, and he never misses anything.
For sure, I'd say against Bruce, and Bruce would just take that as a challenge, that he would wanted to, see if he could get a game off of Eric.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember one in the winter session this year where they ended up playing singles in that switch, and it went 3-3. Typically it'd be like, it might be 5-0 or 4-1.
Yeah.
That he would beat him. But it ended up 3-3, and Eric gave him a big smile and said, man, because he usually beat him.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, 5-0 or 4-1. And he just Eric was great about it. He congratulated him. He said, man, I've never seen you play that good. And, it just made Bruce's day. That 10-minute moment in a 2-hour workout.
Yeah.
At the end, when it's all over, and of course he didn't win it. I think Eric won it again.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what he remembered.
Yeah.
That moment with Eric, and that's the whole thing. They have to show up and knowing that it's possible that he might end up playing the best player, one-on-one instead of the doubles.
Yeah.
And I think they played later again, and Eric won 5-0, in that switch.
Oh, yeah.
Eric won 5-0, which was more like it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't, Bruce would never quit.
Yeah.
Always giving it his best shot.
Oh, yeah.
And that time he just was hot.
He was hot,
So that just kind of reflected, he didn't win. He went 3-3.
Yeah.
But it meant so much to him to be able to, even
to hold his own a little bit with him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's what I always saw. He never gave it less than his all.
Yeah, that's true too.
He always played hard.
Yeah.
Played to win.
Well, yeah. And same as me, but I just like, some of those young whippersnappers are getting too good nowadays. With my newfound possibility of my newfound forehand, it might be a little different this year on some ground strokes, so who knows?
Okay, well, we'll fun to find out.
Yeah. Plus, I gotta get near here and try to hunt for me for a mixed doubles person too. So I'm trying to get early here.
There you go. Yeah, it's only April yesterday.
Yeah.
But before you know it, it'll be June.
That's true. So I'm gonna put it near here early. So mixed doubles here for me.
Okay.
All right. But no, I so
including me.
yeah, and I so appreciate the time that you took and can reflect on our tennis buddy Bruce. So I appreciate it so much, Randy, and you have a great day.
You too, Brian.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, and there might be another one. If not, we'll take it from there. joining me back on Tennis Volley Talk, episode 64. Today I have over the phone also a person that I've actually had in-house with me on my Tennis Volley Talk. He's been with me in-house and doing an interview. This is Scott Johnson. And Scott, thank you for joining me on Tennis Volley Talk today. I know that you wish it was under a lot better circumstances than what it is, because we've had a sudden surprise to all of us that a tennis friend and cohort that we played for years with had suddenly passed away at the age of 60, and shocked really actually the tennis community that he was known for and with all over the place. So thank you for joining me, and shock to everybody, right?
Certainly was, Brian.
To actually have, to actually not have him around anymore, to be able to have matches with anymore, it's kind of a rough thing with that, and stuff. So kind of what do you, in a sense, I mean, did it shock you just as much as it did me?
Yeah, it does kind of give you a little bit of a kind of a lost feeling in a sense with somebody that you were that close to and could get out and play a lot with through the years. So that was, it just does kind of like take a while to just try to get your way through that kind of situation of that nature with that. So, but yeah, for you YouTubers, like I said, make a comment, subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you like more. You podcasters, you're going to hear Racquet of the Day pretty soon. So be sure, if you want to take a look at it, go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk.
Yes, it did. It really shocked me. It seemed like he was getting in really good shape and everything was going good. And then all of a sudden I just heard the news and I've been devastated ever since.
Yeah, me too. I mean, every time now I go to the tennis court, I just feel lost because I should be playing against him on the court on the other side. So that's just kind of the craziness behind it all too, with me, and being and playing with him as long as I did. From your league, the Johnson League, or the tennis tour.org is where we first kind of met each other and played, and then into your league that you had, and infiltrated him with all the matches that we had, and then also with recently.
It started at the tennis tour.org back in 2009.
And that's whenever he started getting back into tennis, and then he gradually got better and better and better. So craziness in itself there. So
I remember in 2017 when he filled in for Austin Povolitis, and I beat him 7-5 in the third. We had a 2.5-hour match, and he was all excited that he almost beat me, and then it took him a couple more years when he finally got his win versus me, and he was so happy to get it or whatever, and he never liked to lose, but I was happy for him because he totally improved his game over the years.
He definitely did improve his game, forehand especially, just improved exponentially with everything with that. So, and with that, the many matches that you had with him, and then I had with him, and everything, and he actually, in a way, kind of, he was getting the better of me in the last year and a half or so, last 2 seasons, and rare that I ever beat him in a match, but I did, 1-2 times or so. But I was really so looking forward to because I have kind of done some different mixed with forehand, backhand, and so I was looking forward to taking him on and surprising him, but not going to happen this time. So, that's the big shock behind it too, as far as that goes. With him playing, and then he was just synonymous with the Elk River tournament that he was in. He played singles and doubles both, and I did too. And he was my doubles partner for 8 years doing that, and it was like kind of just a surprise to everybody. And he played mixers over at Rogers. And just so, it was the week of that he passed that one of the gals was talking to him as they were walking out the door, and she was just totally shocked and devastated behind him. Everybody in the tennis community that he knew and knew him has been in total shock over it. That's why I'm glad I have this venue to actually give commemoration and have this platform to have a send off to a good tennis friend of ours.
So yeah, I remember when he used to we bear chest, and we had to battle the bear chest. I won bear chest for the first time, and after the match, I was totally sunburned, but it was a fun match. Even though I won 6-1, 6-2, it was a very fun match to play bear chest. I paid for it because I was burned for 3 weeks, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm sure, yes.
He didn't really bear chest after that, but he bear chested for a couple of years. He played without a shirt on.
Yeah, and every once in a while he'd do that. If the shirt got too wet or anything like that, and it was so hot out and everything. But Bruce and I used to get out and play. Bruce and I at one time got out to a local court over by Anoka, Sunny Acres, and literally we were at our age, at 50 plus, me at 60 plus, him at 50 plus, it was 95 out in humid, and me and him were the only ones on that court for the whole match that we had, and we were the only ones that were the diehard enough to get out there.
Yeah, that is true. It just kind of, me and him were kind of a diehard. Anytime we could get out there and play, and if it was night, we brought plenty of water, so we were hydrated enough to play and stuff. But it was us two, and that was it. The only two people even out on those courts that day. No one else came by the whole time.
And play, and still in that heat in summer, and it just kind of gave a tribute to kind of the passion that everybody has for this game too. Once it gets in their blood, they got to play. With that too. But yeah, he was always striving to get better and take on the competition and everything. And he always talked about one day I like, and I know I'm gonna win against him someday. But he was happy. He was even happy for me when I finally first beat you in a match. And he was like, "What? I can't believe it! You beat me!" And it was like he was so happy for me too. And then later on, eventually, he was able to take a victory then to you. So, but all in all, it was such a loss with a tennis friend of ours in a sense. With that.
Yeah, I'm still stunned over it all. It's so hard to believe that he passed away. It's just, words can't even really describe it.
Yeah, you really can't. And that's the craziness about it too. But it just kind of one of those things, and that's why that's why I am doing this, and I have the format to be able to do this. So that's what's kind of nice about it, to be able to do this. Episode 64 is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing it in 2 parts this week and the next week, continuation, because of the interviews that I've had have been long interviews, longer. Some of them have been in remembrance of Bruce too. So hopefully this summer I'll catch a gear and I'll dedicate the play and see, catch the gear, and hopefully I play better and do better in the tournament. And dedicate the play to Bruce, and maybe say something to him at the tournament itself too, which I've said. I've been told that I'd be able to say some words at the Elk River tournament this year for him.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yeah, and but that's just kind of the person that everybody will remember, and I'm just glad and that I'll be able to be the one to be able to do this for him in remembrance and stuff. So I guess all we just got to do is just remember and keep playing, and no matter what, you just keep hopefully your time is up is when it's up, but you just keep on playing, and hopefully it can last as long as you can then too. So with that, it's just kind of still kind of hard to believe that he's just not going to be around or anything, but you just got to keep going and keep playing tennis when you can, and keep going. In a sense, so but yeah, I do appreciate the time that you took to be able to give some remembrance about Bruce, and we'll get out there once you get through your troubles and see what we can do on the court this summer maybe.
Sounds good. Yeah, no problem. I really wanted to be part of the Bruce speech.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you're welcome. It's the tournament's going to be last weekend in July, and it's that last weekend Saturday in July is when the singles is. So as far as I know, I'll be there and I'll be talking. So yeah, you can show up. It usually starts about 8 o'clock in the morning, so you could certainly show up and see the camaraderie and the people that play, and listen to the speech if you want to.
Yeah, I'll probably make it there.
Yeah, that's good. So, hey, I do appreciate the time that you gave me here, and I appreciate it. And you take care, and we'll get out there sometime.
Sounds good. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah, that was it. Those are the two phone interviews that I did talking about our tennis colleague, Bruce Swanson. So, yeah, if any of you YouTubers, if you want to take a look back, Bruce was an in-house guest that I had on an in-house guest and was on my podcast with me. It was episode 9. So if you do want to take a look at it, you can. And now with this racket of the day here, this is actually, it's a Wilson. It's a classic racket, but it's also a Billie Jean King, of all things, classic Wilson racket. And of course, Wilson was founded in 1914 by the guy that went, and he actually started the sporting goods store. And they started out with from a meat packing plant that actually made strings for rackets and musical instruments back in the day. And then he bought it and made it into the sporting goods store and made all kinds of sporting good equipment, but also made the tennis rackets. Sticking a little bit more to the green, color. This is has the bottom of the throat here, and the throat top part of it is green. And it's made in USA, of course, by Wilson. Speed Flex fiber face is what it is. Billie Jean King Wilson actually still has the Wilson symbol on the butt end of the racket there. And with that too, YouTubers, you're taking a look at it right now, but you podcasters, if you do want to take a look at it, go make a comment, like, subscribe, and if you want to take a look at it, go to the YouTube channel Tennis Volley Talk. And you YouTubers, if you do like, make a comment, like, let me know different things if you can, please. So with that, it's a very nice piece of that it's put together very nicely and very sturdy, kind of along the lines of how they make the Stan Smith or Jack Kramer rackets. This is a little bit not quite as the quality, but kind of one of the things that Billie Jean King endorsed back then. And I probably put this in around about the mid 50s to mid 60s, in that era of how old this racket is that was used in stuff. So very good racket, very nice. And with the making of it and the head of it and everything, it has the nylon strings in it. And this is probably factory strings that it came with. So still has the factory strings in it. Not any of them are broken. It could be even a little earlier, probably maybe late 40s, because these strings here, probably in the 40s and early 50s, in that era, late 40s, 50, and maybe early 60 that they did this, but probably in the era of about the late 40s to 50s that this racket was around and endorsed by Billie Jean King. So yeah, which I saw her on a little clip at 80 years old, still hitting the ball, and she could still hit the ball. That was really pretty good. So you YouTubers, if you do, like, subscribe, and make a comment, and then you podcasters, if you want to take a look at the racket that you heard about, then if you want to take a look at it on the YouTube, my YouTube, Tennis Volley Talk. But that was it for the day, and everybody, it's starting to get really nice out, even playing outside in some weather now. So keep up the play, and thank you very much for joining me on Tennis Volley Talk this week, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much.